Okay. Let me talk. Okay. Hello, everybody. Welcome to prayer of Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. So basically, how these Wednesday prayers are gonna work is that every Wednesday, I'm gonna do a video for about 15 minutes, and you can join and request for any prayer or any problems you're having, and I'll have a list of things that we need to pray for as a group. So yeah, I have a couple things that need to be prayed for in the world right now that really needs as many prayers as it can get. So we're gonna go ahead and start reading these off, and if feel free to join and request for any prayer will be prayed for on the channel. So yeah. So biggest things that need to be prayed for in the world right now. First, as we know, the submarine that went down exploded and 5 people lost their lives. And I know that's hard for the families and friends of those people who had died from that tragedy. So just keep in prayer for any of those people, the mother, the father, there was a 19 boy who lost his life in that. So pray for the mother that she can carry through and she'll be okay mentally and physically with those loss and all those people, all their families and stuff, cousins, friends, all that. Pray for all of them. The second thing is to pray for the homeless. The homeless is a really big thing. It kind of goes with world hunger, how people starve because they don't have food at their house or anything, or they're just homeless. Pray for that because homeless is a big thing. All the people out there that don't have a home or job that are struggling to get by day, and they don't have, well, they're just struggling, because they don't have food. They have to scrounge for food. They don't have proper clothing that can keep them warm at night, and pray for all of that. So yeah, pray for any homeless people and world hunger because it's a big problem in the world right now. And the next thing is pray for people who struggle with depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, sickness, or death. Um, Depression is a very sad thing that is in the world. It kills a lot of people, and a lot of people struggle with depression and anxiety, and it leads to suicidal thoughts, and people sadly lose their lives to suicide. So pray for all the people who are currently struggling with that they can bypass it and go through it in a safe way where they can live to see another day or more years in their life. And the fourth thing I have here is the Canadian forest fires. The Canadian forest fires is a really big thing right now about forest fires that have been going on for a long time in Canada. A lot of people have been losing their lives, and a lot of animals have been losing their lives too, and losing their homes, trees, forests, all that. And there's a lot of firefighters out there working endlessly. So pray for the firefighters because some of them are losing their lives and working endlessly to just put out those fires. So pray for them that God has his hands on them in just all of Canada, and that all those firefighters out there working endlessly and tirelessly are safe, and that make it home alive. And the last thing I have here is the U.S. military. The U.S. military is a big organization of people who willingly want to go out on battlefield and fight and possibly lose their lives. A lot of troopers and a lot of soldiers out there sadly lose their lives and don't come back home to their families because they don't have to be out there because they just choose that, and sadly a big group of them go into the military, and only so many of them come out one piece because they can lose legs, they can lose arms. A lot of bad things can happen to them, and sadly a lot of them lose their lives, and a lot of them aren't able to come home again, and they die on battle, and a lot of their families lose their, say, wife. They can lose their husband, they can lose their brother, they can lose their sister, they can lose their father, their, I don't know, whatever, uncle, grandpa, anything really. So yeah, pray for all of the U.S. military and troopers out there on battlefield that God will keep His hands on them, where they're able to survive, and that God just keeps all of them safe out on battlefield and out on the military. And so yeah, those are the 5 biggest things that I've picked out to pray for, because it's things that need prayer a lot. So we're gonna head and go over this list. So yeah, so if you're watching this right now, feel free to pray for this. Maybe you're not praying enough. Maybe you just don't want to pray because maybe you think that you don't need anything to pray for. But if you wanna, then feel free. And yeah, so so keep for all the submarine people who have passed away, keep all of those people in your prayers, and keep all the homeless and all the people who are suffering with world hunger in your prayers at night or in day, whenever you pray. Just keep these in prayers because they need as many prayers as they can get. And also keep people who struggle with depression, anxiety, suicidal sickness, or disease. Keep praying for all of them that they can carry through and that they won't lose their lives and that they can bypass it through and that God keeps his hands on those day and night. And keep the Canadian forest fires in your prayer, because keep all the people, firefighters, animals, creatures, anything out there that maybe Canada can get some rain if God lets that, if God allows that. So keep all of those in your prayers, and keep all the troopers and the United States troopers out there safe. And those are all the things I want people to pray for, because they need as many prayers as they can get, because they're pretty severe nowadays. And yeah, so how this will work is those are things I want to pray for. I don't know if we'll have anybody here requesting for prayer that's watching this live, but if you do, feel free to go in the chat and type it up, type whatever you're dealing with, and I'll keep it in my prayers. And anybody else who watches this and sees your prayer request can hopefully pray for it too. So yeah, that's all. So we're just gonna wait a couple more minutes and see if we can get anybody who joins who needs prayer. So yeah, the chat's open. Feel free to go right in and request for some prayer. So that's all on my part. So we'll wait a couple minutes and see who joins and needs any prayer. Say it right in the chat, guys. Type in your prayer request and it'll be prayed for. Okay. Oh yeah, crap. Okay, sorry guys. I forgot one more thing that I wanted to pray for. Onto the list of all the other stuff I just read, about 5 other things. Another thing to pray for is any diseases that kind of went along with people who struggle with things. But any diseases, things like cancer, that's something really bad that takes a lot of lives. Anything like that, depression and all that, kind of already one up on that. But yeah, cancer is a big thing. Pray for all the families who are struggling with that people can go through cancer, and that pray for the doctors that they can find a vaccine that can help them from cancer, even though vaccines aren't the biggest minority in that. The biggest thing is to pray for, and really goes along with your relationship with God, that, the people who struggle with that are able to go through and stuff. So yeah, we'll end it in about 1 or 2ish minutes here. And yeah, I know this is only my first prayer video, so not much people are on here right now requesting for prayer, but gotta get my algorithm out there. So if so how this will work every Wednesday. Every Wednesday, my video will be on at 6 to about 6:10 or 6:15. And if you request for any prayer, it'll be prayed for directly on the channel, and that we can help that and pray for it. So yeah, okay, we have one prayer request for today. Howard Webb, pray for my friend, my coworker, and my partner Dan, that Jesus would heal him. So prayer request for today is Dan, a coworker of Howard Webb. So keep Dan in your prayers. Anybody who sees this or is watching this, keep Dan in your prayer that God will heal him and keep his hands on him day and night, and that he'll heal whatever sickness, whatever pain, whatever diseases or whatever problems he's dealing with. So pray for him with whatever he's dealing with. We may not know what he's dealing with, but one person who will know what he's dealing with and will know how to heal him is Jesus. So pray for him that he will heal him and get rid of any problems or pain he's going through. So Dan, a co-worker of Howard Webb, pray for Dan. Anybody who sees this. And so we're gonna reread the list and go through it again for things that you need to keep in your prayers. I'm gonna keep in my prayers, but yeah, if you have any time during the day, just take a couple minutes to pray for these things. So yeah, the things we have is the submarine, the families who had to watch their whoever die. So pray for the families that they are able to be safe and get through their friends or family's death. The second is the homeless people. Pray for the homeless that they're able to get by more days, maybe run to people that can help them and heal them. And that God keeps his hands on all the homeless people outside on the streets, sidewalks, or wherever they are. Only God knows. And another thing is pray for world hunger, that all the people that are dealing with world hunger would be able to carry through, and that more food goes out and people help them, the people who can help them. And pray for anybody who struggles with depression, anxiety, suicidal thoughts, sickness, or disease that goes along with cancer. Pray that God keeps God keeps his hands with all those people. And the Canadian forest fires, that God send some rain down there so all the firefighters go through that rain goes down there and stops the forest fires. So yeah, everybody dealing with those forest fires down in Canada are able to survive, not deal with the smoke, not deal with the fires, the chaos, or anything like that. And the U.S. military and troopers, that God will keep his hands on all the troopers that are working out there tirelessly, that are working to, just for us citizens to keep another day. So pray for them that he keeps his hands on those and the families, just on all the troopers, anybody that's in the military or serves in the military. And Dan, a co-worker of Howard Webb, keep Dan in your prayers. And we have a couple more prayer requests. First, Lynette Webb. Pray for Lynette. Pray for Irene. She's in a hospital. She is in hospice right now. She's a friend of Lynette Webb. And so another prayer request is Lynette Webb's friend, Irene. Keep Irene in your prayers. She's under hospice care. So keep Irene, Dan, the U.S. military, the Canadian forest fires, people who struggle with any disease, depression, or anything like that, homeless and world hunger, and the families of the people who lost their lives in the submarine crash. So keep prayers for all those people. And yeah, everything I talked about, if you have any time during your day, pray for all those things I talked about today. And just keep them in your prayers and just pray for them and talk to the Lord, because only the Lord has that power. Only the Lord has that power to pray for that and heal that and prevent any deaths, fatalities from happening. So I think that's everything I talked about today. That is everything that we prayed for today. So I think I'm gonna wrap it up right there, guys. So thank you everybody who's watching this or joined prayer of Wednesday, July 5th, 2023. We're gonna end it here, so feel free to join this Sunday at 5 p.m. Feel free to join it, and we're gonna have a Sunday scriptures this Sunday at 5 p.m. So feel free to join, and feel free to be a part of that. So thank you everybody who joined this video today. We're gonna end it right here. So thank you everybody, and God bless who joined us. See you in the next video.